You alright, guys? So, have you ever sat there scrolling through Facebook and thought to yourself, I wonder what he's doing now, or what she's doing now? I do quite a lot, actually, particularly those girls and boys, men and women, whatever you want to call them, animals that I was in the army with. So anyway, this is my story. So after, I'd like to think, a moderately successful career in the army over 24 years, got out, didn't know what to do, ended up doing the two things I didn't really want to do, which was management and stay in logistics. Anyway, 12 years of management. Hated it, absolutely hated it. I'll never ever go back to being a manager in Civvy Street again, because I tell you what, you've got to have skin thicker than a rhino's to cut it in Civvy Street doing that job. So anyway, last year I sat back, I was talking to our lass and I said, I've had enough, I'm coming out of management. So here I am, and guess what I'm doing? I'm a storeman, and I love it. I'm a storeman with my own little store. I have one person to answer to, and if I'm lucky, I mean real lucky, I get to see him once a week for 5 minutes. So anyway, the main reason why I'm doing this short little video is for those guys that I'm semi in touch with on Facebook that are still in the army, and they're probably sat there thinking, do I stick it out a bit longer? Do I get me full pension, blah blah blah, and what does Civvy Street hold for me? So I've got two things for you. The first thing, without question, make sure you do your 22 years. Every month I get that money before I scratch my balls is a blessing in disguise, and believe me, it's worth doing that time. As difficult as it was, especially for me in the last couple of years, so hang on tight, do that. If you're above that point and you're thinking, shall I go, shall I stay, I don't know, it's up to personal circumstances, but what I would also say is make sure your shit's in order before you do leave, i.e. if you've got any outstanding debts, get rid of them. If you haven't got an house, get yourself an house and try and, as best as you can, get back into Civvy Street, way of thinking, living, all that kind of guff. Alright, it's quite important. But the biggest lesson I've learned since I've been out, and believe me, it took me around about 10 years to adjust. I think I'm pretty much there now, pretty happy, keep myself active. You know, I've got a good few friends round about where I live, as well as those that I stay in touch with. Is you don't necessarily have to be a manager or in management to earn the money. You need to be clever and have a good look round. Another valuable lesson I've learned is if you're either looking for a job or you're moving from one job to another, don't milk your savings. Get on the agency. Doesn't matter what you're doing, and let's face it, we've all done some shitty jobs out there. Burning shit is probably the worst job I've ever done in my life, and if I can do that, rest assured I can do anything. Anyway, if you like this video and it's kind of enlightened you, and you found it interesting to see what I'm now doing, feel free, do me a video, send me one. I'd love to hear from you, and I'm sure there's shitloads of other folk out there on Facebook that I'd also like to see. Anyway, happy days, see you later.